Welcome to this new Notion tutorial where I'm going to explain how the Forte template works. Before we start, I would like to tell you that the Forte template was designed with the P.A.R.A system, the P.A.R.A system by Tiago. Forte's P.A.R.A system. It's practically a cognitively designed system so that each of your grouped ideas can be implemented in the best possible way in these ideas. Practically, if you have a new idea, such as a project, a resource, an added note, or a goal, you can simply integrate it in such a way with each of this system, fluidly grouped in such a way that you can get it at the right time whenever you want it. So, to begin with, I want to talk to you about what would be the quick actions. The quick actions in this template are pretty much the actions that you're given when it comes to implementing a new project, a new task, a new resource, a new note, or a new goal. Practically, this is the area that feeds each of the templates. In this part, I'm going to explain what would be the P.A.R.A system. Now, the P.A.R.A system is a fairly efficient system that pretty much has the following, which are projects, areas, resources, and ads served. Forte described it as follows: practically a system that is cognitively sufficient enough to be able to understand each of the groupings that we want to have. For example, if we have a project added, we apply each one of these with the concurred area and practically a task or a possible resource. We have here as a grouping of what is not done, what is in process, what is completed or simply forgotten in time. This area is like a small linear section in the time of the project. The area by category resource and the area by task. Task. It can also be separated by each of these. In what is the area of areas, you can here separate each of these groupings as can be business, personal, or study. Here as well as the objectives. In the resources area, you can have as can be notes, some kind of pending activity, something much more particular that you want to get at the time to take into account. As an extra, I would like to add what would come to be the tasks and objectives section, and also what is the notes area, which you can practically get when it comes to working much better for the P.A.R.A system. But of course, that's not all. In this part right here, which is the inbox. In the inbox, you're going to be able to group each of these resources, activities, notes, projects in a way that is not yet implemented, but at some point you're going to like to implement. You can also add like the main category type that you are going to implement or just the main subject of this, like some URL or some file added. And this is very efficient when it comes to having very much in mind how we can have that main idea. Going down here and exploring the template a little bit more, we have the following. Everything that would be the separate areas, such as business, personal, or institute. The project areas, which is practically the process area or the task area that are separated by the busy time of your preference, as it can be during the 7 days, previous days, or simply completed tasks. A weekly schedule of these tasks that you can group according to your preference, such as by week or by month or every 2 weeks, according to your preference. There is what is the resource area, some recurring note or something dystopian. What would be the topics area? You can group it according to how you can have something much more thought out at the time, such as something about Notion, taxes, productivity, among others. While in the notes area, you will be able to group each of these favorites or concurrentes. I would also like to add that there is also a book area. What does this mean? That you can create a book and simply add those notes in that book, such as a health book, and you can add a fitness note or a reminder that you would like to have, and simply add that note to that book. Lastly, down here, you're going to be able to see what is the achievement area and the goal area by time concurred. Finally, I would like to tell you that the Forte is practically a template that can be implemented by anyone in their day-to-day life who wants to increase their productivity like never before. Finally, I would like to remind you that Forte was designed with Tiago Forte's P.A.R.A system.